Let's bring in the Foundation for Defense of Democracy's founder and president, Clifford May. There are some suggestions from Iran, Clifford, although not confirmed, that Khamenei's son may be the next supreme leader of Iran. Can you comment on that?
A couple of things. Khamenei wanted his son to be the next supreme leader. That's troublesome because that becomes a dynasty. The supreme leader, at least theoretically, is supposed to be somebody who understands Islamic jurisprudence, who's a very wise man, all of that. But this regime has been corrupted for a very long time in very, very many ways. It's difficult for the elite to get together to have a discussion, to deliberate, to make a selection of a next supreme leader, because it's likely, we don't know for sure, but likely the Israelis may know where they are getting together. And the Israelis may be able to strike them where they're getting together. And the Israelis may do that because the Israelis want this regime to fall, as I would argue do a majority, vast majority of Iranians who would like to see a decent, peaceful government in Tehran, one that does not threaten its own people, does not threaten its neighbors, does not threaten death to America. All of the above.
Reza Pahlavi is the son of the Shah who was deposed in 1979. He says what Iranians need is a clean break and a democracy. Listen.
The Iranian people are not going to settle for anything that is a remnant of the system in terms of legitimacy. Only a clean break will ensure that not only we achieve a democratic solution and alternative to this regime, but there will be people who are not in any form or shape directly associated with this regime.
That's a great concept, but given, how deeply interwoven the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard Corps, is in Iranian society, it's going to be tough to tear them out.
Well, yes, there's no question. There's a lot of them. They've controlled the economy. They've made money. They've also been brutal enough that they haven't allowed an opposition to form within the country. Anybody who looked like he'd be an opposition leader was killed, and anybody who certainly was an opposition leader. They've also killed many people outside the country, in Europe. They've targeted the President of the United States. I mean, it's a really, really brutal regime. So he's right. I think there are a lot of people who would see him in the role of a constitutional monarch. What the Israelis and the Americans are trying to do is so weaken the regime. Look, President Trump said he would like this regime to simply unconditionally surrender, and then there could be a transition. What he's also said is he understands that the people of Iran would like a decent government. He wants them to do it. He can't do it for them. He doesn't suggest that he can, but he says, we'll help everywhere we can. The Israelis will help, too, any way they can. The country can be rich. The country can have water, which they're lacking now in a lot of places. If you notice, the U.S. and the Israelis are carefully not hitting anything that would impoverish the population at large, that would make them destitute. Doesn't want to do that. Only wants to incapacitate the military capabilities of this regime, which is a regime of the IRGC and its lackeys in the Basij and others. But they're formidable, but they're also dying in large numbers.
Clifford May from the Foundation for Defense of Democracy. Thank you.
Thank you.